The tanks, the guns, and the armored personnel carriers have been deployed.
This induction could not have happened at a more opportune time, considering the security scenario today.
The Indian Air Force is locked and loaded.
We are capable to undertake all types of mission during night, even from the forward bases of the Indian Air Force.
India Today is the only channel to report from Demchok in the south to Daulat Beg Oldie in the north.
Here we will show the might of Indian Army tanks and PMP.
It's a race against time to build infrastructure in Depsang and DBO. The DS-DBO road is a very crucial strategic road along the line of actual control that ensures men and material can quickly be deployed as and when needed in whichever part of the area. From Demchok to DBO, India Today is the only channel to report from the heart of the conflict zone. The tanks, the armored personnel carriers and the guns are all deployed. Indian Air Force, fighter jets and transport aircraft, they are ensuring that our skies are protected and men and material provided for. The question remains, will India's preparedness deter China from undertaking any misadventure? Remember, this window in the month of October and November, extremely crucial. In 1962, it was on the 20th of October that China had attacked India, not just in Ladakh, but also in Arunachal Pradesh. So the next 60 days, extremely crucial. We'll tell you about India's preparedness and that raise the question whether this will deter China. Stance taken by India at the LAC. The Indian Army has deployed the Nirbhaya missile. The Nirbhaya missile is capable of hitting a target 1,000 kilometers away, and the Nirbhaya missile has now been not only deployed, but from what sources are telling India Today, Nirbhaya has got an initial acceptance by the army for deployment. This is a subsonic surface-to-surface missile, but a missile that's capable of hitting a target 1,000 kilometers away. It's now been deployed in Ladakh or in an area close to Ladakh where it can target should the need arise any location across the line of actual control. Information also coming in that the supersonic cruise missile BrahMos has also been deployed for better protection of India. We've been hearing a lot about Chinese rocket forces, but India has its own missile force that's been deployed, Nirbhaya and BrahMos. Now, BrahMos can be fired even using a Su-30 MKI at a distance of above 300 kilometers. But I quickly want to bring in India Today's Shiv Arur for more on this. Shiv, what more can you tell us about Nirbhaya? What more can you tell us, Nirbhay, the Nirbhay missile, and also about BrahMos?
Gaurav, several very important indigenous weapon systems are being deployed or are being test deployed, in this current scenario because, the current standoff between India and China and Ladakh, apart from it being a very real operational situation for the military, also affords, Indian weapon scientists a kind of platform, a kind of real-world scenario in which to conduct tests of certain systems that are even now under development. We've seen that with the light combat helicopter. We've seen that with the light utility helicopter. There are various other sensor systems which are being tested. And we understand that a limited number of the Nirbhay subsonic cruise missile, are also being deployed in a very tentative, limited sort of manner between the development team as well as the Indian military. The BrahMos systems have already been deployed. Both the surface-to-surface as well as the air-to-surface versions are already operationally ready. There are many other systems that are currently being deployed or in the process of being deployed. So this is very much a scenario that is playing out between the Indian military and the Chinese military, but it also provides, a kind of setting, a real-world setting which cannot be simulated, where many Indian weapon systems like the ones we've just named here, get to see their final trials. This is a valuable opportunity for many of these programs to actually test these systems at the end of their development cycle in a real-world scenario to get them operationally ready.
This is absolutely brilliant. The Nirbhay subsonic surface-to-surface missile is capable of destroying any strategic target up to 1,000 kilometers away, and its deployment sends out a very big signal to the adversary not to mess around. But there are multiple signals that are being sent across to the adversary not to mess around with India. And India today is the only channel reporting from Demchok in the southern part of Ladakh all the way up to Daulat Beg Oldie in the northern part of Ladakh. We've actually been to every friction point and battle zone in eastern Ladakh across 850 kilometers. And this is India Today's Manjeet Singh Negi with an India Today exclusive about the deployment of tanks, artillery and armored personnel carrier in Demchok to send out a very strong message to China not to mess around.
आज हम आज तक पर पहली बार एक्सक्लूसिवली आपको दिखाएंगे कि किस तरह से लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल और भारतीय सेना की तैयारियां कितनी चाक चौबंद हैं। Here we will show the might of Indian Army's tanks and PMP. बीएमपी को अभी तक रेगिस्तान और जमीनी इलाकों के लिए ही कारगर माना जाता था, लेकिन यहां पर 16,000 फीट की ऊंचाई पर इस वक्त बीएमपी इस इलाके में चीन से मुकाबले के लिए तैयार है। तमाम आधुनिक हथियारों से लैस किया गया है, एंटी टैंक गाइडेड मिसाइल से लैस है और इस वक्त इस ऊंचाई पर ये भारतीय सेना के लिए एक बेहतर हथियार के तौर पर यहाँ पर मौजूद है। और अभी जिस तरह के हालात मौजूदा हालात हैं चीन के साथ सरहद पर, उसको लेकर यहाँ पर पूरी तैयारी है। हम जानेंगे क्या खासियत है इस बीएमपी की।
जय हिंद। मैकेनाइज्ड इन्फेंट्री सेना का आधुनिक अंग है जो कि हर मौसम और हर ट्रेन में काम करने का अनुभव है। हाई मोबिलिटी, अम्युनिशन और मिसाइल स्टोरेज के कारण यह लंबे समय तक इंडिपेंडेंट लड़ाई लड़ने की काबिलियत रखता है।
यहाँ पर ऑक्सीजन की कमी, फ्यूल में फ्रीजिंग और माइनस टेम्परेचर होने के कारण फ्यूल की बर्निंग पॉइंट पर भी असर पड़ता है, जिससे फ्यूल को बर्न होने में काफी टाइम लगता है। इसलिए यहाँ पर 3 तरह के फ्यूल का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है जो कि हमारे पास रिक्वायर्ड क्वांटिटी में मौजूद रहता है। साथ ही यह इक्विपमेंट हर मौसम के अंदर, हर ऑपरेशन के अंदर और अत्यधिक सर्दी के अंदर भी ऑपरेशन में सक्सेस है।
इस वक्त हम 14,000 फीट की ऊंचाई पर मौजूद हैं, जहां पर भारतीय सेना की मैकेनाइज्ड फोर्सेस पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं। उनके टैंक, बीएमपी आने वाले दिनों की चुनौतियों से निपटने के लिए तैयार हैं। हमारे साथ चीफ ऑफ स्टाफ मेजर जनरल अरविंद कपूर हैं। सर,
इन्फेंट्री कॉम्बैट व्हीकल्स और हेवी गन का मेंटेनेंस ऐसी कठिन टेरेन और मौसम में एक बड़ी चुनौती बन जाता है। क्रू और इक्विपमेंट रेडीनेस को इंश्योर करने के लिए आज हमारे सभी लॉजिस्टिक्स अरेंजमेंट्स अपनी जगह पर हैं। ये क्रू और इक्विपमेंट रेडीनेस को हम कैसे अचीव करेंगे? हमारा हाई मोरल और जोश, हमारी सख्त ट्रेनिंग और स्पेशल विंटर क्लोथिंग क्रू को रेडी टू फंक्शन हालत में रखने की मदद करेगी।
The T-90 tank can run into the enemy territory from here within a minute. The tank, which run 60 km/h, can take any other tank of the enemy in the world highest tank battlefield. With camera person Himanshu Sharma, this is Manjeet Negi for India Today.
India Today's Manjeet Singh Negi with me on the story. Also with me is Lieutenant General Syed Ata Hasnain. General Hasnain commanded his troops at the Pangong Tso in Ladakh. And General, in your appreciation, when you look at India's deployment, from our Nirbhay to our BrahMos to our tanks to our infantry combat vehicles to our howitzers, what signal does it send out to China at this stage? Will it deter China to carry out any misadventure?
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for having me on your show. And splendid performance indeed by your channel, visiting the entire line of actual control. As to your question, let me make it very clear that this was a very sound decision once the indicators were clear that China was meaning some kind of a business on the line of actual control, we opened up the complete channels and made sure that we deployed in strength. Now you can see comprehensively at all the friction points which you have visited, you have a sense of balance. That's the most important word here, a sense of balance. For example, in Demchok, you have got adequate protection for defense, and at the same time on requirement, you can initiate an offensive action, offensive operation on the moment go. And this is across the board everywhere, so China knows very well that it needs much more greater strength if it has to affect any successful operations at all here. It has not come with sufficient strength. It has not come with sufficient infantry. At the moment, what it is attempting to do is to show faces to us, and it remains deterred by our very, very strong deployment and our very high morale.
That's a very significant point you make, and for the benefit of our viewers, China came in with about 2 divisions, a motorized division and a mechanized division. China's aim was to intimidate us into retreating. China's done that in the past. We've retreated in the past. This time, India not only stood firm, but India is sending out a message. We are ready not only for defensive operations, but as General Hasnain very rightly pointed out, we are also ready for other operations, for offensive operations, and for which China does not have enough defensive formations in place. Let me also bring in my colleague Manjeet Negi. Manjeet, when I went to DBO, we saw massive deployment of our forces to ensure that China does not try anything foolhardy in DBO, in Depsang, and in areas around Pengong So. You've just come back from Demchok. What's the situation there?
Well, Gaurav, during the visit, we could see firsthand that the countering Chinese Liberation Army's deployment of armored columns, the Indian Army is battle ready to face the Chinese Army with T-90, T-70 tank, along with the VMP-2 infantry combat vehicle, which can operate at the temperature up to minus 40 degree. And as you are aware that the eastern Ladakh area witnessed the harshest winter, where temperature is normally deep minus 35 degree in the night and winter with the high-speed freezing wind. And the Indian Army is in response to the aggression shown by the Chinese has deployed more than 50,000 troops along the heavy weaponry, including artillery and the tank regiment, to tackle the enemy forces. And we can see that the Indian Army is fully ready for the winter.
Very interesting point you make, the deployment of our tanks, the T-90 Bhishma, the T-72 Ajay, the infantry combat vehicle, and General Hasnain, we are also testing the wheeled ICVs and made in India wheeled ICVs, not just with DRDO, but also with the private sector coming in. Indigenization of our weapon systems, Nirbhay, BrahMos, the wheeled ICVs. Does the adversary get the message? We are no longer a pushover, no longer the army of 1962?
Absolutely, Gaurav. This equipment may not finally see war, but it's very important to understand that this is an environment which is closest to war. And therefore, this is the situation, the chance which we get to actually test out the equipment in near simulated conditions. And that is why it sends home some great messages, some lessons learned, which can then be implemented subsequently. All this is under observation of the Chinese. They are watching it through satellites, they're watching it through normal surveillance devices, etc. And I'm sure that they are getting the message very, very clearly. You see, the important aspect to take home from this is that there is comprehensive deployment of equipment here. There is artillery, there is armor, there is a law missilery here. And the important aspect is that psychologically, so far, the PLA had built up against us an idea that they were extremely strong on the rocket forces, as far as rocket forces were concerned. We are glad, I'm extremely glad to see the deployment of the Nirbhay, the deployment of the BrahMos, because this sends home a message very clearly to China that we can take them on, neutralize them if necessary.
Very important point you make. if I may, for the benefit of our viewers, draw another comparison. In 1962, India did not use air power in a combat role. In 2020, we are not only deploying our Rafales, and some may say we only have 5 now, another 5 will come in next month, but 10 Rafales, plus our Su-30s, plus the Mirages, plus the MiG-29s, plus India quickly trying to acquire unmanned combat aerial vehicles and other jets. A big message going out to China: we will not cede another inch of our territory. Here is a look at Manjeet Negi's report on the use of air power. We'll also tell you about how India is speedily building ground infrastructure in DBO, in Depsang and across Ladakh.
At India's most forward post along the India-China line of actual control at Daulat Beg Oldi in northern Ladakh. The Border Roads Organization is currently working against time to finish the road so that troops, heavy tanks and artillery guns can be deployed as and where required.
We are presently at the Shok realignment. The existing alignment, which was 10 kilometer long, it had very steep gradients and number of bends. So whenever there was a movement of heavy equipments and vehicles, it used to be a very big problem for them. So there was a need necessitated that we make a new alignment, which was, though the big challenge was this realignment was in a total hard rock feature.
The brigade looking after the DBO sector was by and large either air maintained or military trucks and convoys waded through the Shok River to replenish men and material. The China Study Group took a conscious decision to build 61 India-China strategic road and the 255-kilometer road from Durbuk along the Shok River to Daulat Beg Oldi was classified as one of the most crucial strategic roads.
We will be able to complete our targets before the winter set in, and in spite of the standoff and all, it is not affected or degraded our resolve to achieve our targets. Whatever has been the target given to us by the formations or by the Ministry of Defence, we were able to achieve it.
Carving a track and then a blacktop road is virtually mission impossible, but BRO engineers are bringing in the latest technology and heavy mountain cutting equipment even from Europe to be able to provide our soldiers an all-weather road.
The DSDBO road is a very crucial strategic road along the line of actual control that ensures men and material can quickly be deployed as and when needed in whichever part of the area. Our journey that began at 14,500 feet at Durbuk now ends at this point at Daulat Beg Oldi after 255 kilometers. But for the Border Roads Organization, the Army and the government, infrastructure development projects will continue in Ladakh to ensure better protection of our borders and development of the region. With cameraman Kripal Singh at Daulat Beg Oldi, Eastern Ladakh, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.